So we have two shocking decisions that came down. A huge loss, depending on how you look at it, for the Trump administration. This could just be water off a duck's back because I'm honestly not sure how this plays in with the recent Supreme Court ruling about nationwide injunctions, but I guess we'll see. Regardless, I have two Fox News articles here. The first one is, so the first block that we're going to talk about, there's two of them, two different judges, and similar issues. It's about immigration, so I just wrapped them in one video. Federal judge blocks Trump's immigration policy in shocking decision on Haitian protections. A federal judge shot down the Trump administration's efforts to end temporary protection status TPS for over 520,000 Haitian immigrants currently living in the U.S. So yes, so much for the people saying, come here legally, follow the legal process, follow the legal process. Well, he's trying to make it so people who did follow the legal process are now subject to deportation and a fancy trip to Alligator Alcatraz. So yeah, I don't want to hear any of this bullshit anymore about like, just come in legally, bro. Because if you can make an argument, I would love to see the argument you can make that Haiti is no longer a valid country for TPS status. Haiti doesn't have a functioning government right now. Haiti is like under gang rule. Like, what are we doing? And of course, he's gonna try to kick 520,000 people out anyways. And remember the setup for this. Remember what he said about the Haitians back during the election in the debate with Kamala, saying they're eating the pets, they're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs. Some real dehumanizing type shit. And that's just like, that's scratching the surface of what he said about immigrants in general, poisoning the blood of this country. Like, this is straight fucking Hitler shit. Like, I don't know what you want me to say. The TPS designation for Haitians were expected to expire on August 3rd, with termination to become effective on September 2nd. U.S. District Judge Brian Cogan in Brooklyn rejected those plans on Tuesday, saying Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem did not follow a timeline and instructions mandated by Congress to reconsider TPS designations for Haitians. Remember, white South Afrikaners from South Africa, you guys meet the requirements to a T. You're so in danger. You can come to the U.S. with open arms. But these 520,000 Haitians who don't even have an actual state to go back to, an actual country, because it's under fucking gang rule, yeah, you guys get the hell out of here. You don't see any, no red flags are ringing in your head? Okay. In his decision, Cogan wrote, Secretary Noem does not have statutory or inherent authority to painfully vacate a country's DPS designation. Doing so, he added, made her actions unlawful. Plaintiffs are likely to, and indeed do, succeed on the merits, Cogan added. He went on to say Haitians' interests in living and working in the U.S. far outweigh potential harm to the U.S. government. That being said, the government is still able to freely enforce immigration laws and terminate TPS status as established by Congress. Fox News Digital reached out to a DHS for a comment on the matter, but did not hear back by the time of publication. A DHS spokesperson said Friday, before Cogan ruled on the matter, that the decision to end TPS ensures the status is in fact only temporary, but only restores the integrity of the U.S. immigration system. The environmental situation in Haiti has improved enough. It is safe for Haitian citizens to return home, the spokesperson said. Excuse you? We encourage these individuals to take advantage of the department resources in returning to Haiti, which can be arranged through the CBP Home app. Haitian nationals may pursue lawful status through order immigration benefit requests if eligible. Noem originally made the decision to revoke TPS status from Haitians after reviewing a U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services report showing that the island nation no longer met the statutory requirements that grant foreign residents the ability to obtain TPS. Remember, South African Afrikaners do. Keep that in mind. Sources at DHS have told Fox News that they are encouraging Haitians living in the U.S. with TPS to use the CBP Home application to secure a safe departure home by offering a complimentary plane ticket and a $1,000 exit bonus. Congress created TPS as a part of the Immigration Act of 1990 with the intention of allowing residents of countries who have faced war, disasters, or other unsafe, extraordinary conditions to find refuge in the U.S. The program has the ability to extend in increments of 18-month periods. The Trump administration has been pressing to roll back TPS designations to fulfill a campaign promise to strengthen the border and deport many illegal immigrants who crossed the border under former Joe Biden's administration. Like, how illegal immigrants and TPS immigrants. How can you use that in the same sentence? What are we talking about here? This shit is so fucking, so stupid, man. The newest designation will run from April 3rd, 2025 to October 2nd, 2026. It is estimated the protection would have applied to 300,000 Venezuelan nationals before the Trump administration rolled back the decision. This was regarding the Venezuelans getting TPS in 2021, and he renewed it right before the end of his term in January 2025. Sorry, I kind of read that a little upside down. All right, next one. Obama, I love how we have to call out the appointed judge, or the who appointed the judge. Obama appointed judge strikes down Trump order preventing asylum request protections for illegal immigrants. A federal judge on Wednesday blocked President Donald Trump's executive order that sought to prevent migrants crossing the border from seeking asylum or applying for withholding of removal in the U.S., a major blow to Trump as he looks to further enforce his broad immigration crackdown. U.S. District Judge Randolph Daniel Moss, an Obama appointee, said Wednesday that Trump's January 20th proclamation, which sought to block all migrants engaged in invasion across the southern border from claiming asylum or seeking withholding of removal, exceeds his authority, siding with the ACLU, who brought the suit on behalf of several migrant groups and 13 asylum seekers earlier this year. The group urged the court in February to block Trump's proclamation from taking force, arguing that the action was unlawful as it is unprecedented. Moss said Wednesday that Trump lacks inherent constitutional authority to supplant federal status governing removals. To hold otherwise would render much, if not most, of the INA simply optional, he added in the 128-page opinion. Moss stayed the order for a 14-day period to allow the Trump administration to appeal the case to a higher court. The judge also granted plaintiffs' request to certify a class of migrants who were either subject to Trump's proclamation heard by the court or would subject to it in the future. The class certification also allows the lawsuit to proceed under the new limitations set forth by the Supreme Court last week in Trump v. CASA. That ruling limited the scope of injunctive relief that lower courts can provide to plaintiffs, except in certain cases, including challenges brought by a certified class. Okay, that's interesting. So that's how this can actually hold up. Moss on Wednesday did recognize the Supreme Court's ruling in Trump versus CASA, though he said his decision ultimately gave legal room for district courts to pause executive action, a so-called set-aside provision when the court determines new government policies are unlawful. The White House immediately blasted the ruling, which it said circumvented the intent of the Supreme Court's ruling last week. Oh no, a court trying to find a way to kind of wiggle room and, play the game, and you get mad. You motherfuckers have been playing the political game this entire time. Like, give me a break, you fucking hypocrite. The Trump administration is almost certain to quickly appeal the ruling to a higher court for emergency relief. Moss acknowledged Wednesday that the executive branch faces enormous challenges in preventing and deterring unlawful entry into the U.S. and in adjudicating the overwhelming backlog of asylum claims. But he said neither the U.S. Constitution nor the Immigration and Nationality Act gave Trump the sweeping authority asserted in the proclamation and implementing guidance. An appeal to necessity cannot fill the void, he said. ACLU attorney Lee Gellert, I don't know if I'm saying that right. I'm sorry, Lee Gellert, who represented the plaintiffs in the April court proceedings, praised the decision as a highly important victory for asylum seekers in the U.S. Not only will it save the lives of families fleeing grave danger, it reaffirms that the president cannot ignore the law of Congress has passed and the most basic premise of our country's separation of powers. The ACLU and other plaintiffs had argued that the Trump administration's 212F proclamation in question falsely cited an invasion at the southern border as a justification to deny asylum seekers protection in the U.S. A fucking invasion. Oh my God. Like, this is playing the political game, saying, oh, we have an invasion, so I can deny asylum seekers. There's no invasion. Oh, we are being invaded by Tren de Aragua. I can pull the Alien Enemies Act and being like, yeah, I can now deport anyone without due process. Insane. Okay. Where did we go? So, under the proclamation, the government is doing what Congress by statute decreed that the United States must not do, they said in a court filing earlier this year. It is returning asylum seekers, not just single adults, but families too, to countries where they face persecution or torture without allowing them to invoke the protections Congress has provided. The judge's decision was blasted by Trump advisor Stephen Miller, who described Moss as a Marxist judge in a post on X. Insane. Like, I hope we see the day where this entire administration is just thrown in fucking jail, man. This is crazy. Like, we are seeing something that, like, this is unprecedented, and this kind of shit is going to be talked about forever. Like, Jesus. To try and circumvent the Supreme Court ruling on nationwide injunctions, a Marxist judge has declared that all potential future illegal aliens on foreign soil, a large portion of planet Earth, are part of a protected global class entitled to admission into the United States. Miller said, shut the fuck up. Oh my God, you're a weasel, dude. The news comes as Trump has sought to prioritize hardline immigration policies in his second presidential term. The Supreme Court heard oral arguments earlier this year over another order Trump signed, which seeks to end birthright citizenship in the U.S. The administration has also cracked down on deportations, invoking, this is the 1798 wartime immigration law. I should have just read more instead of blabbing. Anyways, that's where we stand right now. So 2 things blocked, but we'll see where it goes. We know how good the Trump administration is at following court orders. So we'll see. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and I will see you in the next one. If you made it to this point in the video, I just want to give a special thank you. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button down below, and if you really enjoyed it, maybe consider hitting that subscribe button while you're down there. I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. I will try to reply to any and all comments that I can. Until next time, watch that video on screen.